Now, breaking news from NBC4.
And we are following breaking news right now. We have Chopper 4 live over a crime scene. This is in Pike County. I'm going to walk you through what we know. We've learned that at least 7 people are dead at 3 different crime scenes. This is one of them, with Chopper 4 flying over that. We have multiple crews heading to the scene right now. At least one of the scenes, this one here on Union Hill Road. It's near the Pike-Adams County line. Now, we have team coverage with reporters on all angles of this breaking news for you. We have NBC4's Marcus Thorpe live in the newsroom. But first, I want to go to Ted Hart. He's live on the phone. We've got him there on the way to the scene. Ted, what can you tell us?
20 minutes away from the scene, but as you said, all of this is happening in Pike County, but close to the Adams County line in southern Ohio. We understand there are multiple scenes, as you said, near Union Hill Road and Route 32, with a total of at least 7 people dead. The Pike County Sheriff is investigating. He's in charge of this investigation. He has called, though, for help from the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation, or BCI. The Ohio Attorney General's office confirms that it has more than a dozen BCI agents on the way to the scene here to assist. And there are reports that the 7 victims are all related. That's not yet confirmed by the Pike County Sheriff. The scene, again, is southern Ohio, about 25 miles west of Piketon, close to the Pike County-Adams County line. Again, confirmation of at least 7 victims. We hope to learn more about how they died and what, if any, the motive was for all of this. And when we do, we'll certainly pass that along. Ellie?
All right, Ted, we'll touch base with you throughout the next, as this all unfolds. This, again, all unfolding about an hour and a half south of Columbus. And we're gathering as much information as we can right now. We want to go to Marcus Thorpe. He's live in the newsroom. And Marcus, you've been talking to your sources all morning.
Yeah, I have, Ellie, and those sources have confirmed a little bit of what Ted was talking about there. 7 confirmed dead at 3 different scenes. Now, those scenes described to me by that law enforcement source as overwhelming for some of those law enforcement teams as they are spread out. Again, this is a small county in size anyways when it comes to people, but they certainly have to cover an awful lot of square miles there in that area, so very spread out. And so a lot of those law enforcement teams are doing their best just to be at all of those different locations. I've also learned that the prosecutor from Pike County is also at one of those scenes, and members from his team are also there as well. These crime scenes will have to be preserved and make sure that the evidence from these scenes can be taken to the Pike County prosecutor. One of the reasons why he would be there at the scene. Again, these law enforcement sources telling me that maximum effort is being put, and that is why they're bringing in additional teams. That is very customary for some of these small counties when it comes to large investigations, to bring in teams from the Bureau of Criminal Investigation working on those. We also want to get you updated on what's going on with the schools, because I know a lot of the folks who will be watching here in that area have kids that are in schools wondering exactly what's going on inside of those school buildings. I can tell you that Western local schools in a partial lockdown, that means that no one's allowed outside of the school building. Those students are still being allowed to go from classroom to classroom, but no one allowed to leave the building. Again, that is Western local schools, including Peebles High School. We've also learned that Waverly schools are also on the same sort of lockdown. Again, no one allowed outside of the building. That's what we can tell you at this point. As we get new information here from the newsroom, Ellie, we'll of course bring it to you live right here. Check back at NBC4i.com throughout the morning for updates.
All right, Marcus, before you go, I want to ask, since we have these lockdowns at the schools, we don't have any reports, though, of a suspect on the loose or any type of risk like that. We have no confirmation of that from authorities, right?
That's right. My law enforcement sources say they are not sure exactly what's going on with a suspect, if it is including one of the dead or if that person is still on the run. So a lot of this is very precautionary, just to make sure, since they don't know. Now, the good thing about these systems to be able to talk back and forth between law enforcement teams and the schools. They practice these kind of things. They make sure that the law enforcement teams have direct communication with the schools, so they know minute by minute and second by second exactly what's going on at these scenes, to allow those schools to make their decisions on an every single minute basis.
All right, and as I'm talking to you, we're seeing even more law enforcement vehicles pull up to the scene there, and we will keep these live pictures from Chopper 4 up throughout our broadcast. We'll bring you any developments as they happen. Again, reports of 7 people dead at 3 different crime scenes in Pike County. All of this unfolding this morning. We'll bring you updates online as well and throughout our newscast.